check who is joining, if everybody's on time. I will just inform all the audience that this event will be registered because, of course, we are going to post it on YouTube. We have actually in our database almost 8,000 people following us and reading our content. Of course, they will not be here, all of them. So, of course, we will register this and we will publish on YouTube. Actually, today, it was going to be, I wanted it to be a YouTube direct real-time stuff, but we just found out that the presentation, the slides that you see here, are not possible to be showed on YouTube during the real-time video. So maybe there is an app that we will find a way for next time. But before we start, can you please give me a sign that you hear me well, you see me well, you see the video, you see the presentation? Just give us a sign, please. Okay, looks like it's working. Okay. So first of all, thanks, Linda. Linda is listening to us, is my co-host and also my marketing person who is helping us every time I have this all the crazy idea on the contents and things to do. But today, we want to keep it realistically in a convenient time. I would say short because sometimes there are topics that it's worth share just because the market is telling us it's time to talk about these topics. And today we will talk about truffle, as you can imagine, as you saw from the preparation emails. So first of all, once again, good morning to people listening from West, so USA, Latin America. Good evening to people in the East part, so India, Asia in general, China, Australia, New Zealand, and good afternoon to people in our time zone, so Europe and Africa. As I said, today we talk about truffle because, of course, I mean, if you are here, if you are in our database, you certainly are, dealing with the food industry. Yeah? So you know what is a truffle, you know the quality of it, you know it is a gourmet food, you know many things about it. But sometimes there are certain things that is worth to repeat because it's there are certain things that maybe sometimes some supplier are not capable to express, so maybe they try some shortcuts and stuff like that. Anyway, let's go into living part of this chat. I wouldn't call it webinar; it's an informal chat. So what we will see today is many things that are pretty common, plus a couple of details which I think you will be very, very interested in. So first of all, we know and we will see that not all the truffle are equal. That goes by without saying. We will learn how to recognize truffle of real quality. We will talk about why quality is very important for you as well. I mean, we are all suppliers. We are all selling to somebody else. Some of you are selling to restaurants. Some of you are chain restaurants. Many of you actually are distributors, importers. And so these tips, I think, are going to make a very big difference in your job when it comes down to, trading and serving truffle products. And of course, we will close, but actually is actually the common denominator of this webinar, of this conversation, is about how to identify a reliable supplier. So first of all, I go very quick on this. All truffle are not equal. Of course, it depends on the geographical area they are coming. It depends on the maturity, the purity, the season, the color, the shapes. We are all okay with this. It's not too much about fresh truffle that I want to talk today, but I want to talk about transformed truffle products. So most commonly truffle sauce, truffle carpaccio, or how you call it, lamelle slice, because this is actually where you make the difference. There is one anecdote that I want to tell you. I don't know if that happens to you. I don't know who of you is trading and buying also fresh truffle, Fresh truffle, we are buying them a lot in order to transform them to our final truffle products. And I can tell you that sometimes creative hunters are making very crazy things, like sticking a piece of truffle together to make it bigger. It happened to us once with white truffle. You know that truffle you pay it by not by weight, but the cost per kilo increase if the truffle is bigger. Yeah. And what happens once was that this creative hunter put some glue, although an edible glue at least, in order to make two parts of a white truffle all together in order to make the truffle bigger and let him pay more. These things can happen, so you should pay attention. Or even more creative hunters used to put a piece of a piece of iron even into it to make it a very big truffle and unify the two parts. I don't know if you get it, but that's very, very aggressive practice, which sometimes you don't notice because if you buy a container, a rail, you call it a chest of fresh truffle, these things goes into the middle of it, and you will hardly notice because what they think is these people like us are transforming the fresh truffle into final truffle products like truffle sauce, mixing it with other ingredients and so on and so forth. So they will not notice. But when you wash it and fresh it and clean it, you will notice for sure. So this is something already which is testimony why not well, not all the truffle, but not all the hunters are the same. Yeah. And that's very dangerous things because it can be very because in the end you are responsible of what you sell, you are responsible of what you buy, but there are people which probably don't feel like this. And now we come into the most important part of this conversation which I want to have with you. This is an example, or at least in French. The next product will be translated, but it's pretty understandable here. Um, this is a label coming from a technical sheet of somebody selling truffle. Let's say I respect everybody, so everybody has his own way to do business, and I will not make any name for sure, but I want to highlight something here because I think it's very important. So this is lamelle, carpaccio slices, whatever you call it in your market. So it's a slice of truffle. Normally, usually are summer truffle, tuber estivum, that we do these things. We have these products, of course. We sell a lot of it to a distributor, which is selling itself to restaurants, many restaurants. And we were threatened by our customer that a competitor, get a chance to propose his products, and this was one of those. So when it comes to lamelle, I just said, okay, let's see what the technical sheet is about. Let's see what the composition of this product is about. And then, as you can see, apart from the suggestion of utilization, the composition is saying summer truffle, as you can see, truffe d'été, 60%. Okay, 60%, it's already a good percentage. Normally we have 70, but okay, 60 can be there. But anyway, the first tip is when it's about truffle products in terms of mm, real truffle, because lamelle carpaccio is probably one level below the fresh truffle, but it's like fresh truffle because it's really only truffle with oil and salt and of course truffle aroma. So if you cannot take it fresh because it's difficult to manage, just one level below you have the carpaccio because it's real truffle. So the percentage matters, yeah, or what you find in the jar. But what I want to draw your attention is we have this huile d'olive de grignon, which in the first instance I didn't realize what it was. I said, okay, but olive oil is really, normally these products are with sunflower oil, um, which I prefer, to be honest, because it's a very neutral taste, which doesn't impact the taste and the aroma of the truffle. Or some people, which again I respect, but I don't agree, put the extra virgin olive oil. The extra virgin olive oil is much more stronger taste, a very intense taste, which I wouldn't use for such a delicate product like this. Anyway, point of view. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just expressing my preference. But this one, huile d'olive de Grignon, you know what it is? It's pomace oil, which we call the olio di Sansa in Italy. And pomace oil is no other than the nuts of the olive pressed, smashed, and getting the oil out of it. So it's the lowest level of an oil that you can have. To be honest, again, it's subjective, but I have proofs and customers which are agreeing with me, actually. The taste is not good at all. Yeah. So this is one way why your products, your supplier can be more competitive, selling things which are definitely a lower level of the average of the market or some other competitors. And then we will see later on in a couple of slides why this matters for you. The other product is supposed to be a truffle sauce, but I deliberately put the question mark out of it. Again, it's in French, but it's a little bit more complicated, so I decided to use my friend Google to translate and attach the picture here just to show you. This is supposed to be a truffle sauce, but let's dive in a part of the typical usage, Tuscan recipe, whatever, which everybody can agree. The composition is Agaricus bisporus, which is the normal mushroom. This is correct, yeah. Sunflower oil, I will agree. Sunflower oil is what we also use for it. And then I start to see something strange, like floor wet. Well, why floor wet should go into truffle sauce? It's very, you don't need it, but maybe to make it the texture more consistent. I don't know. There must be a reason. Then we go to truffle aroma. That's okay. We like it because it must be not only normal aroma, but it has to be a truffle aroma, which is the most natural as possible. And we see the squid ink. Squid ink is also something that it's a bit strange to me. Of course, you can guess how and why squid ink is put in a truffle sauce, because maybe you want to have it more, darker. It could be, but I don't think is a product, is an ingredient for truffle sauce. And also this acidulant and the citric acid when I start to see these acronyms E330, I think it's something that also I pretend to not to see in a good quality truffle sauce. And of course, this is obliging your supplier, whoever is selling with your own label, to indicate that there is a presence of allergens. So that's really the message I wanted to give. Just pay attention to what you buy, to what you give to your customer, because if you are here and you are in target of our conversation, webinars, content, is because you are into the food industry, as I said in the beginning, selling food to somebody else, either consumer, either retail chain, either restaurant, either boutiques, whatever in the middle. So this is an example. You can wonder where it's coming from, but this is an example of the ingredients I think everybody would like to see in a label of a truffle sauce. You must have this mushroom, agricus, extra virgin olive oil in this case, sunflower oil as well, black olives, summer truffle, and which is truffle essence, the salt and the aroma of the truffle flowers aroma, as I said. So no other things, not allergenic, no gluten, because normally also customers tend to think that truffle products are without gluten. In the case of what we just saw before, no, because sorry, was this slide? Because then you are, obliged to highlight the presence of gluten, which you wouldn't expect in a truffle sauce. Anyway, this is why quality matters. This is why these little details, which I can tell you, maybe it appears obvious now that I'm talking about this in this 15-20 minutes chat, but it doesn't go that obvious when you're trying to deal with somebody and you prefer to you are attracted by a lower price. This is coming back as a boomerang because customer will not be satisfied, and satisfaction is related to why this is matter, why quality matters. Your reputation is not, is going to be impacted if the customer are not happy about your products. If you are able to explain these things to your customer during a tasting or whatever way you have to advertise your products, this is also increasing your competitive advantage. Yeah. And like, for example, we at Saporalia, we love to launch innovative products. We love to propose to our customer like you um, products which are giving you the chance to be the only one in your market to sell them, so that your competition don't have it. Yeah, like our Vivante, which is our balsamic vinegar of Modena to grate, to bite, which is in a solid form. Yeah, this is actually one of the most recent innovation we have launched. We have won the golden medal in the Dubai Gulf Food last February, and so on and so forth. But this is what I mean. Why when we want to give Saporalia want to give a competitive advantage to our customer, to you. Yeah. And of course, also compliance and regulation. Well, maybe this is not the case, but as I said, supplier can be very creative. So really pay attention on what you buy, what you trade. And of course, you will have much more satisfied customer with a long-term partnership. For us, it's very important. As you know, we have a wide range of products, like almost 1,000, covering from antipasti, which is one of our biggest categories, truffle products. As I said, we have something like 250 SKUs with truffle. So whatever you may imagine, we have it with truffle, from mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, artichokes, anchovies, whatever. And of course, the most common, which is the one I just showed before. It's obvious that you enter in a customer with a couple of products, but the long-term partnership is built because those products are good, and so your customer are telling you, but you have also this. This is what happening to us. So that's very important from our point of view. So in the end, and I promise we're closing in a couple of minutes. If you ask what is the secret for finding reliable suppliers, well, I think it's just what I said, what I explained. It's important to, well, first of all, understand the products, be a little bit investigative to the label, understand what each ingredient is there for. That's what I will do, to be honest. That's what you can do with us when you are dealing to understand the new products. But the reliable supplier for you will determine the success toward your customer. Maybe not in the immediate term, not in the short term, but in the long term for sure. Medium, long term, this is what will make the difference. So again, it's not because we were getting bored and we wanted to have this webinar, informal conversation, which again I say is being registered, and so it will be on YouTube for being available anytime. But it's because I think this information needs to be spread around the world, around the world of food, around the world of important distribution, which is you. I mean, you are a very wide representative of this industry, so we care a lot about this. We feel privileged to have the possibility to share a content with such a wide range of experts. So sometimes we take the freedom to go a little bit deeper into this and share what we think about a certain topic. So please let us know either today. Let me show you a way how you can do this. Okay, if you scan this QR code, you can ask information about whatever to us. Just scan it with your mobile. I'll leave it up now for the final greetings. But as I said, feel free to ask us whatever details on what I just said, or to comment, because I would respect if some of you will disagree on this. So you can either do this now, or either this QR code, or when you will find the video in YouTube, put a comment into there. So we will carefully check it and answer it for sure. Perhaps we can have a call and have a virtual coffee together. So this is what I wanted to share. Thank you very much. I hope it was worthy, and keep it realistically convenient and concrete. Thanks a lot for your time. I wish you good rest and rest of the day, and see you next time. Bye bye.